talk some more about what happened to your husband?
Well, there's not much more I can tell you.
In what way peaceful? Is he normally an active guy?
Active? You must be joking. But it's the first time in years I don't have to listen to him whinging and complaining all day long. And I don't know which of the gods I have to thank, but he don't snore no more neither.
You mean he sleeps soundly?
Well, he sleeps less, if that's what you mean. I've even caught him sneaking out in the middle of the night, but he always comes back after a few hours.
Do you have any idea where he goes off to?
No, I've got no idea. Not down the tavern, and that's the main thing.
It doesn't bother you at all?
Let's be honest. Considering the sort of women what are still available in the village, and what a rubbish lover he is, I doubt he's got a mistress. And he's hardly gonna find any gorgeous sluts wandering around the swamps.
You might be surprised. Sorry to have bothered you. I'll go. Do you know this woman?
Of course I know her. Her name's Agatha, and she's my wife these past 8 years. Even if the old cow treats me like she doesn't know me.
What happened to her?
Ask her yourself. She don't talk to me no more. I know he had our ups and downs, but still.
How long has she been like this?
It come over her like a dose of the shits a couple of days ago. See, she goes off with Jervis and the others to go and collect berries in the swamp, and when they comes back, not one of them will talk to me.
Where exactly did they go?
What? How the fuck should I know? You'll pardon me, but gathering berries is women's work. But at any rate, they never go far, otherwise they'd never come back at all.
So, she didn't go alone. Jervis is one of Mason's men, isn't he?
Yeah, that's him. There were 5 or 6 of them. Why don't you go and ask Jervis? He should be over by the barracks. He'll have a better chance. He'll talk to you if you don't mention me.
Is there anything else strange about her, apart from the not talking?
Well, she ain't much between the thighs, if that's what you mean. She don't say or do nothing. Just sort of lets me get on with it. She don't even pretend to notice what we're doing.
Oh, by the gods! Do not say that you have profited from her weakness to... Ugh!
I was only trying to give her a nice moment to patch things up between us, sort of.
That's not really what I was asking about, to be honest.
Oh, sorry. Hang on. There might be something else. I woke up this night, and she weren't there. I must have dozed a half hour before I gone back to sleep, but she never come back. I never saw her again until sunrise.
And I imagine you have no idea where she could have gone?
None. And she wouldn't say nothing to me, like usual. I hope that bitch ain't off seeing another man. That's all I need.
I will leave you now.
Look at this. My favorite fucking troublemaker.
About those sentry guards. According to the steward, some of the villagers have been acting strange. I found out that they disappear during the night.
And is that it? I imagine you'll have to follow them to find out what they do with their evenings and where they spend them.
Do you have any suggestions?
Hey, I'm not a bloody oracle. Bring me some clues, something concrete, anything, and then I can help you.
Okay, I'll come back when I know more. Your man Jervis. He seems even more out of it than the rest of your troops.
Oh, him, yeah. Last couple of days, he's gone completely stupid. Shit. He's got it, too. He's gonna go all gaga like those other weirdos.
The fact that he led all the other weirdos on an expedition didn't surprise you any? Where'd they go?
Well, now you mention it, yeah, obviously. It makes sense. They went off toward the southeast, if I remember right.
Worthless wine sop.
Right. I'll check it out. Do you have any suggestions?
We have to find out what the fuck they get up to at night. With a bit of luck, we'll understand what's going on in the southeast.
It'd be better if we start this evening. Wait till night falls.
Hey, you, don't doze off. It's time to go out for a stroll. I have to stay here and guard this sector.
No surprises there.
That was a close one. This whole business stinks. If we can't tell the difference between one of these creatures and the villagers, we're totally fucked. It seemed like they were coming back from the southeast swamps. Maybe something down there is causing all this shit.
Whatever power be the origin of these possessions, it be ours.
I'll check it out. Captain?
There is none that thou knowest in this cavern, rest assured of that. The being that lives here wishes to take over this body.
Huh? You mean my body?
A pity that thou art not as combative with it. It is consuming thy mind even now, and yet thou dost offer no resistance. If thou dost allow it to continue, thou wilt be erased, replaced, and that is not in my best interest either.
Now that's ironic. Isn't that what you're doing to me?
An insulting comparison. This parasite is nothing. It is insignificant. I can protect us, if thou dost allow it. Thou shouldst give me more space, more liberty. Open thy mind instead of keeping me prisoner.
Yeah, we'll see. You're asking me to let you come in and mark out your territory. But at what price?
Thou wilt gain access to a greater part of me, to my knowledge, to my power. All that thou risketh is to gain in knowledge and power, and that can do thee no harm. We shall only be stronger, both of us.
Well, let's see. Everything is rosy and without a care.
I imagine that thou wouldst undergo a slight physical transformation. Thy body was not conceived to contain a power such as mine. It will consume thee if thou refusest to evolve.
There we go. Admit it. You feel better.
Whatever thou risketh in trusting me is insignificant in comparison with what awaits us if thou dost stay and do nothing. If thou doth refuse to evolve, we will both soon be lost, and this world will follow.
Let's get out of this hole and try to think of something else. Edwin or the Red Scribes will surely find another solution.
Thou doth flee. We have no confidence in these people. We both know this. Just as we both know that thou wilt never pierce the secret of this cave without me.
Maybe not without you, but definitely not like this. Whether the Scribes are worthy of trust or not is really not the question. Everybody feels like it's in their interest for us to succeed.
Everyone has a different view of what the meaning of success is.
I just want to get shit-faced and never have to hear your voice again.
It just spoke to you, isn't that right? How do you feel? Do you have a fever, nausea? Is your sight affected?
Calm down. My brain works just fine. She offered to protect me against the magic that haunts this cave, on the condition that I let her have more control of my mind.
You must not listen to it. At least not until you know more about what it could do to you. As far as this magic, the best thing to do is undoubtedly to speak to Liastes, and I will do some research myself as well. I am certain we can find another solution.
Captain?
Now doth waste time.
Things
It just spoke.
Calm down.
You must not. As far as.
Have you decided what you...
I'm working on it.
Meanwhile...
You're free to do what you want as long as you stay in the village or with me. But if you cross the line, I'm the one who'll straighten you out. So, one false move and I blow you up. And that can be painful. Are we clear?
Yes, very clear. And perfect timing as well. It just so happens that I have absolutely no intention of disturbing this delicious village in any way. A place whose tragic end now seems ordained, and over whose corpse the red scribes and freeborn blades will scrabble in the bleeding mud. A spectacle which promises to be unique, and one I wouldn't dream of missing for the world.
Well, enjoy the show. But if I ever need your help, I want to be able to count on it.
Very well. You may consider that we have an arrangement.
I would like to ask you a few... Aeolus called you a sorceress. Well, are you one?
A sorceress? Only a rube or an imbecile would call someone a sorceress. If Aeolus had even a minimum of intelligence and discernment, he would have chosen another term. I do a bit of magic, it's true, but that makes me a magician. Nonetheless, my abilities could never rival those of a Lord of the Frozen Shadows, even if I am far more powerful than any Red Scribe will ever be.
So, this demon inside me, what is it?
I can't say for sure. I've only rarely ever seen something so interesting, but all the same, I'm certain of one thing. Your host is directly linked to the World Heart.
To the World Heart?
It's a simple question of logic. The ritual performed by the scribes had to make contact with the World Heart somehow. Your affinity for flames is a crucial clue.
Okay, but what's my role in all this?
For now, you are the vehicle. You'll have to decide if you're going to use its power or just be a simple vessel.
Can we win this war?
You already know the answer. What was the last battle the Deadwalker army lost?
I never heard of them losing a battle.
In fact, the last time was 12 years ago. In those days, Vertiol didn't even know the Lords of the Frozen Shadows existed, or that they were at war. This all took place in a kingdom in the northeast. I don't recall the name, but their victory was destined to be short-lived. A few days after having stopped the Deadwalker army, the kingdom was razed to the ground by an even greater offensive.
But then, it is possible to win a battle?
You haven't understood. Whatever the result of a battle, the Deadwalker army feeds. Whether they win or lose, they always prevail. All the bodies that fall are eventually integrated into their ranks.
It's a war of attrition.
If it were only military victory they sought, yes. But don't forget, they are crafty and intelligent. They can defeat you long before you are overwhelmed by a ruse or by magic.
Hey, cut the shit. Give me the bad news. Thanks.
Greetings, mercenary. What can I do for you?
There's a cave I can't enter. Something inside tries to devour my mind. You wouldn't have anything I can use for protection, would you?
Funny you're asking. Turns out I started working on a potion to help you fight the presence of the demon in your mind. but its effects should also help you against an external intrusion.
I need it right away. The safety of the village depends on it.
I made 2 doses. Here, take them. If someone is with you, it can be used to protect them too.
Thank you. This is the place. Now's the time to find out if this potion is going to work.
Yuck! Ugh, I should have added some berries. The taste is truly disgusting.
who's been spying on the village. Now that I see you, I understand why you'd rather not show up in person. You're the one who's been spying on the village. Now that I see you, I understand why you'd rather not show up in person.
Oh yeah, I don't hear your voice anymore like that actually. I can figure that out. So if you get a message to deliver, you're gonna have to do it the old-fashioned way.
Forget it. I came down here to do two things. Look for mushrooms and kick somebody's ass. Guess what? I ain't found any mushrooms.
Won a victory, mortal. The dead walkers come. Your pathetic little village has been discovered, and soon will no longer exist. Today I fall, but dozens of new brothers and sisters will rise from the dead. The Dark Lords will raise me up again, and they will reward me.
Well, your Ice Lords have never messed with a Powder Master now, have they? There's no time for this. I should head to the village. I know this place. The village is not far away. To the right.
Vulcan. Where were you? We were up to our necks in it. They're everywhere. We're holding this gate, but I think the others have been overrun.
Do you know where the captain is?
He headed for the center of the village. Sounded like it wasn't going well over there. You should go and help him.
The prince is on the move again, and he's not wasting any time.
The puppet he confronts, it is not like the others.
It's more likely to be the puppet master. He looks like a Deadwalker general. He's probably leading the assault on Valvanor.
All of this power he animates with, it belongs to me. It was stolen and twisted by your miserable magicians. It is time to take back what is mine by right.
If you're planning to take care of him like all the others, sounds good to me. Prince Arundel won't last long facing that kind of monster.
He is using more power than thou wilt allow me to deploy.
I can take care of myself. And here's my plan. I'm gonna come at him with everything I've got. Killing their general is gonna screw up our enemies big time. Let's go do it.
father did to him, but he seems to want to take revenge personally.
That was one tough undead son of a bitch. But it won't be commanding anyone now. Without their general, the dead walkers should leave us alone for a while. But they'll reorganize, so we can't stay here.
You're right, mercenary. Let's use the time to leave. It's now or never if we're going to get to Karalthas. My father and the armies of the Free Nations should be there. If we hurry, we may be able to participate in the mother of all battles and finally push back the Ice Lords.
If thou dost throw thyself in this battle, the only thing that thou wouldst find is thy death, and the only chance thou hast for saving this world will disappear with thee. Their armies will not win. He knows this, but that is not what motivates him. He is seeking his father's approval. He wants to buy the crown by delivering us to his king. He believes we are at his command. But he is mistaken. I only serve and live for the World Heart. Thy elven city is closer, I can feel it. Forget these suicidal battles. If thou join with them, thy so-called friends will end up turning against thee out of fear or envy.
Sybil would never raise a finger against me. She will back me to the end.
The scribe who is as pretty as she is innocent. Art thou naive? Those priests manipulated thee in the temple and the swamp. But thou placest thy trust in their leader's daughter. Their leader, whose killer thou doth protect. Thou hast no more choice. Thou must hasten to the World Heart and purify it. It is thine only chance. Do combat there, and if thou art not slain, at least one of thy companions, if not all of them, will betray thee to try and control or study the power I bring thee.
Vulcan? Vulcan? You were far away. Is it the demon? He was talking to you, wasn't he?
Yeah. Not that he has much to say.
You have to make a decision soon. Will you join us in the battle at Karalthas?
I don't know yet.
I understand. It's been a long day. I'll let you think it over for a while. Let me know when you've made a decision.
Arundel wants me to go with him to Karalthas. What do you think?
You should go with him. Karalthas is our only hope for now, and the prince seems like a good man. We would be safer there. Both the human and elven armies are gathered there, and I believe you may find some answers there also. The elven sages are some of the wisest people on Vertial. If anyone can figure out what has happened to you, they can.
It's pretty obvious what happened to me. A demon has somehow gotten into my head, and now I gotta live with it.
And this does not worry you?
Yeah, it's starting to scare me.
I can imagine. These new powers come at a price, and I fear that you, Vulcan, your very self, may be the price that has to be paid. You must go to Carolthas so they can examine you. I believe you must find a way to control this thing, or even rid yourself of it before it's too late.
What do you intend to do now? We can't stay here.
I have to talk things over with the other members of my order. But we planned on going to Caralthas, and I think that is still the best idea. Everything that is left of the human and elf armies is there. If we join forces, we should be strong enough to hold out against the Deadwalkers. The contract with your company only ends once there anyway, and I doubt your captain wants to break it. What's more, it might be an excellent opportunity to learn more about your guest. The Elven Sages are famous, and their library holds many reference books. And I suggest, until we should learn more, that you neither listen to it nor obey it. I think it's lying to you, manipulating you, and that it has other goals than just our survival.
Do you think we should listen to Prince Arundel and go with him to Carolthas?
The great elven army and what is left of the human army in this part of Vertial are now gathering at Carolthas. Separately, none of these troops stood a chance. But united... well, in any case, it's the only hope we have left. Reinforcements from the Freeborn Blades and Red Scribes will help. And so will you, from what I've seen. And even if I don't approve of all the strategic choices made by my sovereign these last few years, I think he'll rise to the occasion now that he can no longer retreat. He knows the lands around Carolthas perfectly, so I'm sure he will bring the battle onto terrain that will favor us. And since you're curious to know more about what happened to you, my people's scholars are famous. They can surely help you.
You've got it all figured out.
I believe we can manage to hold the Deadwalker army back this time, though it's a bit early to start celebrating.
Do you think we ought to follow the prince to Carolthas?
If you want to get to the World Heart, we'll need to go by there. But the prince's company seems both unnecessary and dangerous. Believe me, I know his type all too well. Invested with a mission he is soon overwhelmed by, probably named by some obscure prophecy. In the name of his family, or because of an idealized vision of his future duties as sovereign, he will give his all. In other words, all his imbecility. Chasing after glory and honor unprepared and unprotected, he will only lead us to disaster.
Seeing the shit we're in, I don't think he's doing it just for the glory. He's got an interest in having everybody survive.
And in making it look like everyone has survived entirely due to his talents, and not those of a mercenary who can produce flames and defeat a general of the Deadwalkers. Do you really believe he wants you around just because he enjoys your company? Not to mention the increasing threat implied by our friends dressed all in red.
What do you suggest we do?
When we get to Carolthas, we better give them the slip and head to Blackfrost's domain.
Why should we go down there?
Because those lands are positioned quite close to the City of the Elves, And like all the lands of the Ice Lords, it's a point of entry into the World Heart.
We're gonna be able to break camp soon. Where is our next objective?
For now, we're going to stick with the Red Scribes. They haven't paid us yet, and they won't until we reach Carolthas. In any case, that's where we're headed. I sent Wolf on ahead of us a few weeks ago to see if he could find fresh volunteers for us, but I don't think there's much hope of that. This war is looking worse and worse for us. In 10 years fighting, the Deadwalkers haven't lost a single battle. I suppose we could hide for a while. But considering what's left of Vertiel, that would be like hiding in a pile of ashes. We have to come up with some alternatives. And for now, I can only think of one. The demon. For the moment, it's the only card we have left to play.
Thy captain is less stubborn than thee. Methinks I should perhaps have chosen him as a vessel.
That's not a good idea, Captain. As long as we don't know what she is, and more importantly, what she wants, I wouldn't trust her.
Well, up to now she's been useful. I think if she wanted to harm us, she would have already done it, huh? But it's you that has to live with her, so I guess it's up to you.
Prince Arundel is asking us to join up with his forces in Carolthas to fight the Deadwalker army. What do you think?
For years now, the Knight has fought in many battles and with many different armies. The generals, the kings, and the chiefs of those armies were usually ready to sacrifice the lives of their men with no remorse in order to win. If the mercenary goes to Carolthas, this prince will use her for his own purposes and sacrifice her if needs be. He cares for nothing beyond his own safety. And if he is faced with the Ice Lords, he would turn and flee, as did his brothers before him. The Knight is weary of these doubts and petty thoughts. He wishes to return to the attack and strike the Ice Lords at their very hearts. If he was in the mercenaries' place, he would listen to the demon and follow its plan. And he would like to know that he would not stand alone in this final battle.
There you are, at last. So, have you made your decision?
I will fight with you at Carolthas. Your army may be our only chance of victory.
Idiot! Thou hast sentenced thyself to death. And now?
And now, we will go with the others. To Carolthas, to swell our ranks, combine our forces, and face the Deadwalker army on equal terms.
Equal terms? Because thou hast slain a vassal far from his master? Do not presume too much upon his body. We draw close to the domain of one of these necromancers. Faced with his power, 1,000 soldiers more or less will make no difference. We draw close to the domain of one of these necromancers. Faced with his power, 1,000 soldiers more or less will make no difference. The power to slay this vermin lies within us. But it cannot be used from such a weak vessel, nor can it even be protected from those who covet it.
I am more and more powerful.
Yet still not powerful enough. And the city is of no interest. The necromancer will lay waste to it with a wave of his hand. While he tarries, we must make haste to reach his palace.
You said that I lack the power. I will not throw myself into the wolf's jaws.
When thou returnest to the world heart, none will stand before us. Thou wouldst already possess the power to destroy this sorcerer and his like, if thou hadst but allowed the evolution of this useless body. Look upon thyself, thou art duped.
Vulcan, have you seen something?
They use thee.
Are you coming, Vulcan? Your captain will be wondering where we are.
Huh? Yeah, of course. Let's go.
There you are, sire. Right. Change of plan. Seeing how cold it is, it will come as no surprise to you to learn that the dead walkers have already been here. They're still close.
We must rejoin my father's army as swiftly as we may.
I think we already found them. Take a look around us.
There are survivors. Apparently they are camped not far from here. This soldier will lead us to them.
Prince Arundel, my lord, can it be you?
Soldier, what happened here? Is the king with you?
The dead walkers took us by surprise. The cold and the ice. We stood no chance. Almost all of the city has been invaded by the ice.
My father! Where is the king?
I know not, Your Highness. But a few of us were able to escape. Lord Commander Valen has built a camp close by the city.
Valen is here? Take us to his camp.
By your leave. Follow me, my lord.
My prince, we had lost all hope of seeing you return safe. We have no word from Bastion.
Bastion is lost, Valen. We came into this war too late. The General of the Alliance gave his life that I should escape with Relmar.
The deserter. What business did he have at Bastion?
The deserter was fighting, while you and your wondrous army waited, warm and safe, sat upon their asses. I hope the result is pleasing to you, Valen.
Silence, both of you. Relmar saved my life, Valen. For now, you will consider him pardoned.
By your will, my lord. And I see that you are escorted by the Freeborn Blades.
In truth, they are escorting the Red Scribes, but their presence is our good fortune. They have already once put the dead walkers to rout in the marshes. This woman slew one of their generals before my very eyes. I will tell you more of this later. Now I must speak with my father. Where is he?
No one knows, my prince. The king was still in the royal palace when the river Estelduin fell upon the city.
The river? What happened?
'Twas like a great wave that froze all that it touched. We had seen the approach of the Deadwalkers' vanguard 4 days before, and we had raised Caroltas's defenses in preparation. Not even the sight of 10
may as well make ourselves useful, huh? And we've got to get inside those walls if we want to know what happened to Wolf and the other blades we left here.
Ah, Vulcan. You have no idea what you're getting yourself into.
That is why I shall go with her. I grew up in this city. We shall help one another.
My prince, you know well it is my duty to object to you taking such a risk.
And you also know that your objections will change nothing. No man here knows the palace better than I. If my father is within, I will find him.
By your word, sire. But I fear most what other things you may find. I can but put my trust in your newfound champion to watch over your highness.
Don't forget, you'll have to deal with those sentinels before you try anything else, Vulcan. Meanwhile, the lads will set up camp near the south gate.
Understood, Captain.
I have nothing to say to you, mercenary. You want to follow these gutless elves? That's your choice, not ours. Now leave us!